Today we're going to learn what phishing is. We're also going to go through what types of phishing we can see, the common phishing techniques we're going to come across, what to do if you are phished, and plans for the future. Now, the first thing we need to know is what is phishing. Phishing is basically the attack that someone undergoes when they want to get information that they should not have access to. This can be done by pretending to be someone they're not or to be an organization that they're not. Some types of phishing that we are going to come across will be spear phishing. This is a targeted attack, which is where the attacker spends a lot of time researching their victim to try to make sure that the campaign that they create is curated to the victim's interests and likes, which means that is a higher chance that the person is going to respond to that campaign or email. Whaling. Whaling uses the spear phishing technique. This, however, is not targeted at just the average user, but this is for the more influential persons of our organization or business, namely the CEO or a member of the leadership team. Two other types we're going to come across will be the SMS version of phishing, which is also smishing. This is the use of text messages to get the information that they should not have, but instead of using emails or websites, they're going to try to send you a text message. They could send you a link to a website through the text message or send an email through the text message. The next one we're going to do is phishing. Phishing is the use of a voice call or a telephone call to try to get information that they should not have access to. Now, what are some techniques that we can come across when we're talking about phishing? There's many techniques that attackers may use. Some being spoofing, typo squatting, social engineering, just to name a few, but we're going to go over all of these in the next couple minutes. First one we're going to touch on is spoofing. What is spoofing? Spoofing is when someone pretends to be a legitimate organization or business and sending you an email with a similar address. However, they have just changed one or two letters to throw it off, but not so much that a person will realize it. If you're not paying attention, you can be tricked by this, but if you really pay a close attention to all emails that you're sent information from, you can call it out, because some of them are really well crafted and some of them are not so well crafted. Here's an example of the First Caribbean International Bank email address. The original address for the legitimate business is care@cabcfcib.com, but the spoofer has changed the FCIB to be FCBI. So if you're not careful, you're going to send an email to that website and you're going to lose your information there. The next topic we're going to talk on in terms of techniques, we're going to touch on urgency. This is the technique that an attacker uses to take advantage of someone that is put in a situation where they have to make a quick decision. Oftentimes that decision is not sound and is not the best decision to make in the situation. However, due to the fact that it has to be made quickly, you oftentimes get to take advantage of that person. This can be in a situation where a person calls you and tells you that you have to act within a certain amount of time before you lose a significant amount of money or before you miss out on a particular opportunity. The next topic we're going to talk on is social engineering. This is where an attacker pretends to be someone that they're not, or pretends to be an organization or part of an organization when they're really not. But they use a lot of manipulation tactics and specific lines to get information from persons that they should not otherwise be getting. The last one we're going to talk about is typo squatting. This is where someone spoofs the actual URL of a legitimate business. This could be something like Facebook. So we know that Facebook is Facebook, two words put together all in one.com. A spoofer is going to take Facebook and try to add one minor detail to it and create a website that looks just like Facebook. But if you go to that website, instead of the original Facebook, you're going to be heading over to his website, where he is going to be able to steal your information and then use that on the official website. What do we do to avoid being phished? First thing we're going to do is to avoid anything that looks suspicious, suspect. We don't want to be giving our information to anybody. We have to be suspicious of everything. Every email that we receive, text message from an unsolicited number, or any website that we visit, we have to check, double check, and then even triple check to make sure that the URL matches the URL that we need to be on in order to be on the website that we choose to be on. You have to make sure that all email addresses line up with the actual email address of the one we need to send information to, as well as any phone number that you are not sure about that is asking for any information. We don't give that cell number or information. Anyone that sends you an email with a link in it, we avoid clicking links on emails. What you can do, if you need to visit a specific URL, you go to the address bar in the new tab and you type it in manually, letter for letter. We try to stay away from clicking links from emails because bad actors could address it on email to look very real until you click on that link and get sent to a website that you should not be on. Lastly, we're going to avoid giving out any personal information whatsoever to anybody for that matter, especially those that come from emails you are not familiar with, numbers that you're not familiar with, or any website that you're not familiar with, any calls from numbers that you're not familiar with. Don't matter if they say that they're from this organization or that organization, we don't give out our personal information until we can verify the validity and the authority of that person or organization. Now, going forward, why would we do these things? Well, a threat actor is going to want to get your information through a text, but they don't really know your number for you personally. What they're going to do is they're going to take a number and they're going to go down the line. So they're going to do, I would say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with a variation of the 7 being an 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, etc. And they're doing that until they find someone that responds. In that case, we don't want to be the person that responds. Okay? Links in emails or text messages could be leading you to a website that they have created to look like a legitimate website, but is really and truly not. It could be a phishing or a scammed website that is designed to take your information while still looking real, or to even download malicious software on your computer that could infect you and could then turn around and infect your network. Or if you carry your laptop to your workplace, it could infect your workplace's network. Lastly, giving out your personal information is very dangerous because we don't know who that person is then going to turn around and talk to. We don't know who that person is connected to, and we don't know who that person may be working for that matter. Even for our close family, we want to be very, very, very scarce with who we share our personal information to. Okay, we're just trying to be cautious and to avoid any bad actors getting access to us or our loved ones. What if we were already phished? What do we do now? In the case where you were already phished, we have to take some steps to make sure we mitigate that risk of our identities being stolen, our information being stolen, or them having access to any personal information. What we need to do is to change the passwords for the account that they may have access to, as well as any other account that shares a similar password or the same password to that account. Now, we shouldn't be using the same password for multiple accounts. In the case where it does happen, we need to change the passwords for all the accounts that have that password or similar passwords to that, because the threat actor is immediately going to go and try to log into all your other websites using that account information to try to get access to all of those websites, and then that could be very troublesome. Next step we're going to take is to go to our bank. We need to alert them that we are suspicious of someone having our information, so that bank could then set up the system to monitor all of your transactions, or maybe even put a freeze on your accounts to avoid you from taking on any substantial losses, or to avoid any fraudulent purchases. next thing we're going to do is alert the authorities. Right, so we want to make sure that we have someone that is able to track down the person, as well as to proceed legally once that person has been caught, to prevent them from doing any significant damage to us or to anyone that is close to us or our place of work. In the future, we could do things along the lines of making sure that all employees that have access to any sensitive information are properly trained on using the information, how they access it, how they navigate using that information. Make sure that all the employees are up to date on the potential phishing scams and phishing dangers, so that they can still, so that they themselves can protect the company and their own personal workflow from being attacked from attackers. Security measures such as having access to only certain levels of information at a time from employees, especially those that are new, or having a senior member of staff supervise a new employee that is accessing this information for the first time, or anytime they have to access that information until they have passed the requirements. This training should be done on a regular basis, maybe every quarter of the year. We regroup and we go through again the dangers of phishing, making sure everyone is up to date on their cyber hygiene and their practices while accessing and navigating through sensitive information. This now concludes the presentation. Here are some questions that we can ask ourselves as a takeaway from this presentation to ensure that we were able to learn something, or to ensure that we ourselves are able to practice safety as we navigate the internet in such a dangerous time. Well, this concludes the presentation. Thank you.